How's it going, guys? My name is Gino Tarabotto. I'm a realtor. I've had the privilege of helping clients across New York City and Miami or South Florida with buying, selling, and renting. In today's video is just some general advice on when you are setting out to rent out your first apartment in Miami. Miami is an amazing, beautiful city. One of my favorite aspects about South Florida is that it has so many beautiful, different neighborhoods. If you're into one certain style of environment or a different style, there's probably something for you. So in general, these are the process or the steps that you have to keep in mind when you rent an apartment. The first one is obviously finding a great agent, right? Because you want to talk with him, her, and describe exactly what you're looking for. Do you want a high rise, slow rise? Do you want to ideally be in this particular type of area? Do you want to turn in amenities, pet friendly? There's so many things that you want to talk about with your agents, and it's important that you have this conversation so you can tell them exactly what you're looking for. So once you found your apartment, basically it's going to be 3 steps you have to fulfill. The first one is your background check. They're going to basically send you a link. You're going to click at the link. You're going to submit your social security number, and then the computer or the system, whatever, is going to do a background research on you. Criminal background, any delinquencies, just a background check. Obviously, that also includes your credit score. So all these things will be a factor. The second one you want to basically verify is your ability to pay rent. So generally speaking, South Florida landlords look for tenants that generate at least 2.5 to 3 times gross rent. That means that if you're making, $60,000 and that comes out to $5,000 per month, obviously the company will typically remove taxes from your paycheck, right? Social Security, state income tax, etc. The landlord is going to be looking at your gross figure, which in this example would be at $5,000. So if you're looking to basically rent any apartment, and assuming you're renting it alone, meaning you're the only one that's responsible for paying the monthly rent, then you basically want to do the computation and make sure that your monthly rent is about 2.5 to 3 times at least your monthly rent. Going back to your credit score, it's not that important, but it is very important unless you're willing to spend, or unless you're willing to pay up front the majority of the lease term. So that's something to keep in mind. So once you've done your background check, once you've proven that you have the resources to pay the apartment, the last step is basically to just submit an application. The way that I work, I send my clients an online application, nothing to print out, no headaches. They just fill it out on the spot, name, address, names of people that are going to be living at the unit. And once we have all of this prepared, we submit it to the landlord. Typically, you'll get an answer within 24 to 48 hours. And that's essentially the procedure to renting an apartment or home here in South Florida. Now, there are some things that you can do if in the event, let's say that you have a peculiar situation. Let's say you have a not too great credit score, or maybe you have a large pet. I did a YouTube video, which I will link on tips to find buildings to buy in Brickell that are pet friendly. But in general, one thing that you can consider talking with your agent about is, hey, can you help me find properties that have no association? You see, vast majority of buildings in South Florida are part of an association. That basically means that there's some kind of committee that oversees the building. And so if the owner wanted to rent out the unit, typically you have to get 2 yes. One is from the landlord and one is from the association. Many times the landlord doesn't really care what your credit score is. They just care, hey, can this person pay the rent? But unfortunately, the agent will tell you, hey, like, my client doesn't care what your credit score is, but the association has a requirement that you have to have a minimum of 700 credit score. So a way to get by this is to find buildings that have no association. Now, there aren't that many, but they do exist. Okay, so that's something that you can think about when you talk about with your agent. Now, let's say you have a pet, a dog, cat. It's really, really helpful if you have any vaccination records handy, so you can provide that to the association. Again, typically they will want to make sure that the pet is up to date on all of its vaccinations. So that's another tip. Other than that, again, it's all about communication. Have a long conversation with your agent and describe exactly what you're looking for. That's how I best serve my clients. I tell them, listen, don't hold nothing back. Tell me exactly what you're looking for. And the more information they give me, the better I am at filtering out the hundreds of properties available to consider, and I narrow it down to the very best 5. That's what I do. I send my clients the best 5 that meet their criteria. And once they check them out, they tell me, hey Gino, I like number 2 and number 5. Can you please set it up? And I take care of everything. We go, we tour the property. In the event that my client's out of state or out of city, what have you, I can do a live video call where they can check out all the amenities, the layout, etc. And afterwards, we're basically good to go. Another thing to consider is a lot of associations, they will cover some of the amenities. So for example, if you're basically factoring, hey, I can only afford XYZ because I have to pay for electricity, Wi-Fi, water, some associations will already cover the expense of water. Some will cover the expense of internet. So it's always good to read the little bylaw, the fine print, and ask your agent, hey, this particular building that I like, are there any amenities or any utilities that the building covers? They will help you out with that. That's what a great agent is there for. So guys, I hope this video was helpful. Again, South Florida is an amazing city. I love traveling between New York City and South Florida to help all my clients. You have Coconut Grove, which is a very pet-friendly area. You have Brickell, which obviously has all the Fortune 500 companies you can possibly imagine. You have Aventura, which is a bit more chill, but you're still close to the beach. Again, there's something for everybody. If you have any questions about moving to Miami or South Florida in general, I've helped clients in Palm Beach, I've helped them in Miami. I would love to help you. My contact information is below. Reach out to me, and I look forward to connecting with you. Thanks so much, guys, for watching this video. Please subscribe and like, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.